NewsNation Chief Washington Correspondent Leland Vittert, host of On Balance. Leland, always good to see you. I feel like this is one of those warnings that a good portion of Americans have probably grown anesthetized to, because you've heard it for decades. I mean, I remember even in the 90s, the Furby was accused of being a Chinese spy bot. We've been talking about this for so long. How concerned, though, should Americans be about the risks of cars, toys, medical equipment being accessed or remotely controlled by China?
Very. Because we know not only do the Chinese do it when they tell us they're doing it, and you can look at, for example, Zoom's privacy policy that just came out that made it appear that Zoom owned everything and anything you ever said on Zoom. We know what the Chinese are doing in terms of what they say they're doing, which is extensive, and I think Emily made a very good point in putting that out. But it's also what they say they're not doing that they are also doing. Good rule of thumb, the Chinese are lying when their lips are moving. And they'll often say, oh, no, we with Huawei devices and other cellular network devices, oh, no, we have no back doors. We have no way to access any of this stuff. Once we sell it to you, obviously the Chinese have no control over this. Well, it's utter hogwash. The Chinese companies that make these devices are extensions of the Chinese Communist Party, which is an extension of the Chinese military and the Chinese intelligence services. So it's no surprise that they're trying to make these devices and sell them. It's one thing to sell a doll, and obviously, it can end up in the home of somebody who has some kind of real access. But a lot of drones are made by the Chinese. All of that data can be scraped and sent back to China. And despite whatever a privacy policy says, what the manufacturers can do is far, far more extensive.
Yeah, and per Emily's report, it is unnerving, I think, for parents to think that this doll could be recording children's and household conversations, for sure. As lawmakers push the FCC to act, though, what do you think the government can realistically do at this point? And is the United States already too reliant on Chinese technology?
Well, yes, to answer your second question first, we are incredibly reliant, not necessarily on Chinese technology, but on Chinese manufacturing. Still to this day, much of the most sophisticated technology and the best technology comes out of the United States. The problem is that the Chinese either steal it or in order to manufacture it, we give it to them, or American companies give it to them. So that makes a real problem. Bringing chip manufacturing back to the United States, enormous issue for national security. But the second part of this, in terms of do the Chinese already have too much access and what can we do about it? Number one, you could talk about it, but number two, it's going to require being willing to shut out Chinese companies on things. And what we've seen is a political divide in America. And thankfully, this is now becoming a bipartisan issue. But up until a couple of years ago, if you really rang the alarm bells on China and said we need to curtail what they're able to do and take their companies and look at their companies as Trojan horses in the United States, that was somehow considered racist. And that's something that the Chinese were really good at exploiting. It seems as though now people have woken up to what the Chinese are really wanting to do. But I think you make a very good point about how far behind we are in that race.
Yeah. And lastly, too, it goes far beyond tech, right? I mean, we just reported earlier here on Morning in America, first thing this week, on the Chinese Communist Party funneling millions of dollars, $17 million into America's schools through these Confucius Institutes.
Sure. Yeah, no, look, the Chinese have a holistic approach, right? They have a policy where everything involved in China serves the Chinese Communist Party. So it's every corporation must submit and help the Chinese Communist Party where it can. Obviously, their military industrial complex, their intelligence services, and then their academic institutions. So, yeah, you can look at every facet of American life, from K through 12 education through America's elite academic institutions doing research in nuclear physics, all in quantum mechanics, all the way through America's pharmaceutical companies, and then into America's defense sector, where the Chinese are trying to A, exert influence, but B, perhaps more importantly, in some of those other industries, steal and glean whatever information we have.
All right. It's certainly a conversation worth having and a warning worth heeding. Leland Vittert, got to leave it there, but thanks so much. Always good to see you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.